Welcome to DHN, your home for clear, consistent crypto content. I'm your host, as always, Wade Teamer. I'm back. It's been a righteous couple of weeks, guys. I hope it's been the same for you. The market has been choppy, but it's the summer. I expect that. This is my fifth summer in crypto, and every last one has been sketchy. We know from our portfolio videos that October is the sweet spot, so I'm not really stressing any price action until around that time. So that's the long term. Let's talk about what's going on now. VanEck has filed for the first Solana ETF in the United States, and they have even gone so far as to call Solana a commodity. This is very interesting, folks. Before I share my thoughts on it, let's dive into the core details. Asset manager VanEck filed for the first Solana trust in the United States according to an S-1 form submitted to the SEC on Thursday. Matthew Seigel, head of digital assets at VanEck, praised the network and called Solana a commodity. Now we have the X post from Mr. Seigel himself. We'll review that in just a second. Labeled VanEck Solana Trust, the filing comes after the spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund from the asset manager went live in Australia. VanEck is also among the asset management firms that received a green light from the US regulator to launch a spot Ethereum ETF, which they are waiting for approval to start trading. I believe that's all supposed to kick off July 1st. You guys, I have to double check that for sure. But this is the post from Matthew Seigel himself, and it goes into the decentralized nature of Solana, the comparisons to ETH. When it comes to ETH killers, and this is a term I've been hearing for a number of years, Solana is honestly the closest. I made this point in our last video on Solana. I remember when Ethereum was in the same price range that Solana is in now. The ecosystem makeup was very similar. The amount of meme tokens, which brought in the type of community, was very similar. Not to mention, we can't forget about the gaming side. It was all very similar. And now with this ETF entering the conversation, Solana and Ethereum are going neck and neck right now. Now I know we like XDC over here, and shout out to my guy. He's gonna let us know that XDC is the real Ethereum killer. But from a market perspective, my brother, Solana is that one. Now I'm not saying that to shill, because we can break it down fully. But you look at the makeup of these two networks, they are resembling each other, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as far as decentralization goes, personally, I need to do more research on Solana's node architecture. There's a lot of debate on the centralized, decentralized nature of all of these blue chip assets. I haven't dug that deep yet, but I plan on doing that. So we'll ignore that portion of the conversation. My interest is why they believe Solana is a commodity. Because if that begins to pick up, folks, all I can say is buckle your seatbelts. Now, according to Seigel, we believe the native token, Solana, functions similarly to other digital commodities such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is utilized to pay for transaction fees and computational services on the blockchain, which is true. Like Ether on the Ethereum network, Sol can be traded on digital asset platforms or used in peer-to-peer transactions. The broad range of applications and services supported by the Solana ecosystem, from DeFi to NFTs, underscores Solana's utility and value as a digital commodity. Now, I'm just going to stop there because I think that's convincing enough. Again, I agree with what Mr. Seigel is saying here because it resembles what the discussion around Ethereum was around this same price point just three and a half years ago, folks. So if you're getting into Solana right now, understand the current narrative that is unfolding. Solana is a layer 1 project, multi-purpose. It has DeFi applications, payment applications, NFT applications, gaming applications, just like Ethereum. But the biggest difference is the ease of use, and it is drastically cheaper. And I think the biggest players in the space are seeing that. That's the best way I can put it. Now, again, at the end of the day, this is going to take some time to unfold, maybe a good 8 to 10 months. But now that this has entered the conversation, Solana is going to have an institutional investment channel. And I found this clip from Nick Dukoff. He's the founder of STO. Shares a pretty interesting perspective on not only the institutional interests coming through the form of these ETFs, but how this is also going to address capital management. Take a listen.
The dollars. The last thing I'd add is I think the on-chain economy has grown with the technology, so has now the dollars. I think 5-6 years ago, a lot of folks were holding tokens in centralized exchanges or self-custody and not doing a lot with those tokens. Now those tokens are being used in the economies on the various blockchains. So for example, Solana had $1.5 trillion of stablecoin value transfer last month in March. And when you see those types of numbers, it kind of forces large enterprises to think about how to engage with those economies. On those longer duration assets, the private fund tokenization, it's also adding liquidity and utility to those. So today, if I'm an investor in a private fund, there's virtually nothing I can do with that. My name is on the cap table, and for 7 to 10 years, I just sit and wait until that comes back. On chain, with secondary markets, which don't really yet exist today for these assets, but will tomorrow, I think that provides liquidity and then utility. In the meantime, while I have that token, I can pledge it as collateral and borrow against it to use it for other needs that I may have today.
So that raises some very interesting talking points, not only about the future of on-chain capital, but when I hear it, I think about future business models. We now have new ways to bring in funds from different members of communities. This is going to do wonders for crowdsourcing and the funding of community projects. It's a lofty ambition, if you will, but this is what the technology is designed to do. So that's the way that I'm looking at it. Now, he also talked about the private credit as well as a couple of other real world assets. And just to recap, let's take a look at the real world asset ecosystem on Solana. The biggest player everyone is familiar with is, of course, Ondo. But let's not forget about the ranking that Solana holds in the world of RWAs. Solana has 50 million nearly in tokenized treasuries. That puts them third after Stellar and Solana. When it comes to stablecoin volume, they're fourth, sitting at about 4.1 billion. And let's not forget about their strong ally in the form of Visa. Next to that, you have 16 million in private credit coming through a platform called CredX. I'm going to take some time in the future to dive more into CredX so we can learn exactly what their origins are. But I like to see already 33 million in active loans out of the total 43 million and about 331,000 in fees earned. This shows that money is moving in and out of these private credit products. And if you do a little bit of reading on private credit, you'll understand that it is a very powerful financial tool, especially in the business world, which is the current angle for a lot of crypto projects right now. They're still in the phase, most of them recruiting developers. The bigger blue chips, if you will, they're at the process of recruiting businesses. They've already built out their developer bucket, their developer cabinet, if you will. Now these blue chip cryptos, they're expanding their offerings to enterprises and institutions for some pretty big use cases. It took us a few years to get here, but I can confidently say, looking around the entire industry, that's where we're at right now. And that's exciting. Now, something else that was very exciting I stumbled upon, Solana just unveiled something else that is very new, folks. And I'm loving the content from these crypto companies. So we're just going to let young lady right here take it away. Have a listen.
Only a small fraction of people use crypto. Why? Because most mainstream applications cannot read blockchain transactions. That is about to change. What if you could bring the blockchain directly to users in the environment they're already in with just a click of a link? That's the power of blockchain links for short. The latest innovation in the Solana ecosystem. Let's see how this works. Imagine a creator wants to ask for donations on X. They could share a link, which for followers appears as a special interactive button. Followers can then make a donation by pressing the button, which connects their wallet and seamlessly completes the transaction, all without ever leaving X. If compare this to what we have today, most external links are clunky and frustrating. And this gets even messier when you start to introduce Web3 apps to the process. For businesses and creators, potential customers drop off due to extra steps. And for users like me and you, it's just, well, it's not good, is it? Well, Blinks bring transactions on Solana to all corners of the internet.
We can now take anything that you can do on Solana, you can now do on any website in the world just with a URL.
And Blinks are powered by Solana Actions, a common toolkit for Solana smart contracts. With Blinks and Actions, businesses and creators can now embed blockchain transactions into the website their audience already uses. And because there are several ways to share Solana Actions, their use extends far beyond social media. Any of the 4.66 billion active internet users can take advantage. Imagine scanning a QR code at a store checkout that links to a Solana action, automatically setting up a transaction in your crypto wallet. Solana Actions and Blinks make transactions simple and bring the trust and promise of blockchain to everyone, everywhere. The bridge between Web 2 and Web 3 has never been so close. At launch, wallets like Phantom and Backpack will support Solana Actions, enabling users to experience the power of Blinks firsthand. To start using Blinks, simply open your Phantom or Backpack wallet. Toggle on Allow Solana Actions and explore the Blinks already live today. Discover how Solana Actions and Blinks are unchaining the blockchain. Visit solana.com/actions to learn more.
I gotta admit to you guys, that was very impressive. It was very impressive. After the launch of Solana Game Shift earlier in the year, and then the token extensions going live, these are innovations that spread throughout Solana's entire tech stack that are immediately going to impact the consumer experience. That is rare. That is hard to pull off, ladies and gentlemen. But let's take a look at the website. We went over to Solana/Actions because I had to read up on this. And they have a list of frequently asked questions here. So let's read this first description at the top. Using Solana Actions, you can turn any transaction into a blockchain link that can be shared anywhere on the internet. No third-party application required. This is taking social tipping to an entirely new level. You can request a payment in a text message, vote on governance in a chat room, and buy an NFT on social media. Another thing here, I'm not surprised at all that X was the first platform to do this. I think I read somewhere that X is kind of designed to be an open source social media platform in the sense where people can't come and build on top of X. When I found that out, I was shocked. But when you consider the vast amount of crypto enthusiasts that are on X, I think Elon, he foresaw something. This particular Blinks situation here, folks, though, if this spreads, let's say to Reddit, or they said any website, what if this gets to YouTube? What if we wake up one day and there's a situation where you could donate directly to this channel from right in the comments? That's the potential right there. They're showing the demonstration right here on X. Again, in your email, sending crypto. Or let's say you're reading a blog post on Medium and you want to tip that creator directly. Blinks. Now, of course, there will be certain limitations that I did realize this. Let's say you don't already have an existing Web3 wallet. They do have it set up to where if you click on a Blink and you don't have a Web3 wallet set up, whatever website or wallet is associated with the site you're using, they'll send you a link to set up the wallet. However, that can be a barrier to people that are new. They may not even want to take that step. So what you'll have to do on the other end is, of course, promote the usage of your Web3 wallets. Solana has a lot of them. So I don't see that being the biggest obstacle, but it is there. On the surface, overall though, I am highly impressed by this because again, if it scales, the day that we're able to exchange digital assets with each other, folks, in the comments, we can thank Solana for it. Simply put, this also has me wondering where else could these Blinks end up? And I mean, we just touched on it, Solana's gaming ecosystem, assets being traded in the chats of these games, of these forums. These are the potentials here, folks. So very impressed with what Blinks is bringing to the table. Again, after the addition of token extensions, the launch of Game Shift, and now blockchain links, Solana is really leaning into becoming a mainstream asset, and they're removing the barriers specifically centered around user interface to bring more people in. And when you look at the industry as a whole, players like Coinbase, Algorand, Hedera, they're all offering similar things to make it easier for people to get involved with crypto. Not to mention, Solana just dropped a wallet with Fuse that removes the seed phrases. So pairing all of that together, can you understand why Solana has my attention so much right now? They're leading towards something. And I understand naysayers, they're like, well, this will be nice if the payments actually go through. And I get that. I understand. You are justified in saying that. Totally justified in saying that. But I'm just here to share my opinion and my perspective. And the way I'm seeing it, these 4 moves that Solana has made in 2024 alone, and now with the addition of ETF energy, Solana's on its way up, folks. Hey guys, I got a quick message for you. Let's say you're looking to buy some crypto, like the ones mentioned in this video. Consider using our crypto exchange partner, Uphold. With Uphold, you get access to more than 200 crypto assets through its simple to use trading platform. Uphold has been around more than a decade, so it is a name you can trust. With over 2 billion in reserves and 44 billion in trading volume, I've yet to lose a trade on Uphold. To the more experienced investor out there, Uphold also has a line of precious metals and national currencies for more diversification. For me, I'm having fun using Uphold's baskets tool. Uphold lets us set aside a certain amount of money to invest in different sectors of crypto. With one click, you can diversify into the big 3, meme coins, or the financial assets like Hedera, Stellar, and XDC. But listen, crypto assets are very volatile, and it is always best to manage your risk and do your own research before using any platform. I recommend Uphold because before I was an affiliate, I was and still am a user. So if you use the link below, it helps support the channel. I want to thank you in advance. Now let's get back to the video. I think my prediction, and this is a cool little website, I'm glad I get to share with you. My prediction for Solana at the end of this cycle was around 700, right? But my predictions have, they're quite lofty, but at the same time, I didn't know that much about making them. I've learned a few things since then though, since my first day. So I want to show you this right here. Solana with the market cap, this is marketcapof.com by the way, and it gives us the price of asset A with the market cap of asset B. So we have Solana market cap price currently $143. But if it had the market cap of Bitcoin, we'd be looking at an 18x and a $2,604 Solana. Now that's possible maybe within 2 more cycles, 3, depending on how the economy moves or who becomes president. We're not going to get into that. We also have Ethereum though. $415 billion market cap. That's only a 6.2x away for Solana. That can be reached within a cycle. It really could. That's closer towards my prediction. But let's look at BNB. Market cap 88.8 billion. That's 1.3x away for Solana. We've seen Solana at $1.90 already. So using these estimates, a safe bet, and yes, you're finna get a prediction out of me. A safe bet would be a good 3x from here, and that would place Solana at about $400 to $500. So if you're asking me for a price prediction, end up cycle for Solana, 500. And if you watch our portfolio videos, you know we've already been holding since $53. That's gonna be fun. With that though, that's all I got for this one, guys. Again, thank you for coming back to the channel. The video business was kicking off in the last couple of weeks. Month of June was very hot for us, and on top of that, you know, the kids, they're back at home, summer break, all that good stuff. But schedule has cleared up now. Mrs. has taken an excellent position as a cook in a pretty big restaurant here in town. So that's going to have me at home at my desk a little bit more for the rest of the summer, which works because I get to do this and as well as put these kids through some good summer boot camp education style. All right. I don't mess around with it. But with that, guys, again, thanks for coming back. And now it's time for the best part. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.